Ready, Kyle? 12 inches, how many feet? Ratio. Remember, order matters. Either way is fine at this point. Top over bottom or left to right. John. Ratio? Feet to yards. Before you put your hands up, how many of you knew that by heart? All right, and I agree with you. I think you should know feet to inches and yards to feet as well. All right, there are certain groups that I think you should know by heart. However, you'll still get a reference sheet for everything on Monday's quiz. Vev. And the ratio? Great. And yards to feet, Hannah? Ratio? All good. Okay, let's go. I know a lot of you will be able to do this in your head. I get that. But I still want you to follow a strategy that I've shown you. There's a bunch of strategies, some that take longer than others. But I'm going to show you everything or every strategy that we've done up to this point. And then I'll ask you, what do you think is the easiest? What do you think takes the longest? So the question is, how many feet are in 48 inches? Now, I know you know it by heart, but let's just show it. Well, let's do it first. How many feet are in 48 inches? Luke? Okay, here's different ways that you can show it, some that take longer than others. The first thing that you want to do is you always want to take and get conversion or unit rate for feet to inches. So, feet in inches is a 1 to 12 ratio, right? 1 foot equals 12 inches. Always get the unit rate in the conversion first. That's the first thing you want to do. Now we can set up a tape diagram based on the unit rate. Positive attitude. I want to show it because look, even though you know in your head, oh, I know I can do a TRF, or I know I can do this in the equation, there are some of you that still like tape diagrams because it just works for you. So I want to show you all of the ways, and then that's it. I'm not going to. You don't have to do it all 4 ways for all of the problems. But as your teacher, I want to show you how it works for all different ways. So like in anything, you take the given ratio of 1 to 12, and you make a tape diagram for it. Now right now, before I even look at the problem, the value of each box, the magic number is what? Before you even look at the problem. Kurt. Each box right now, by itself, without having even looked at the problem yet, is worth what? 1. Now I tell you, 48 inches. That means I take all my boxes for inches, and I know these have to add up to 48. Therefore, it's 48 divided by what number? 12. Sorry, division. And that you could probably do in your head, because that's your magic number, which is 4. Put it in every box. Now I look at and count up all of my values for feet, which is only 1 box. 1 times 4, get you 40, get you 4. And that's how you do it with the tape diagram. Strategy 2. Equivalency ratio table. Same conversion. 1 foot equals 12 inches. That's my given ratio. It's also the value of my ratio, and it also happens to be my unit rate. So that becomes my first ratio on my table. What's my multiplicative structure? Ben? Times 12. Fill in the equivalency ratios, the missing values. What do you got here?
24.
Keep going.
36. 48.
Which ratio do we need?
4 to 48.
4 feet and 48 inches. TRF. My favorite. Comparing what to what? Demetrius, when did you get here? Welcome. What's my given, or what's my template? I don't know if I stressed this to you, but I'm going to do it now. It doesn't matter whether you put inches over feet or feet over inches, as long as you stay consistent. Okay, it doesn't matter. But if I'm going to flip this, then I'm going to have to flip this, and I'm going to have to flip this also. So you just have to stay consistent. That's why we make the template, because anything having to do with feet is going to be on the top in this instance. And everything on the bottom is inches. But if you flip it, as long as you keep all the inches on the top and all the feet on the bottom, it will still work fine. Given ratio, 1 foot to 12 inches. Where does 48 go? Ben? Anything dealing with inches goes on the bottom. That's my find. Same thing. Now you're finding the constant. Done. Equation. Same conversion. 1 foot equals 12 inches. Formulating the equation, for those of you that are weak with equations, may take time. And so you may choose to do either a tape diagram or you may choose to do TRF. But if you go with the equations, you could certainly use it. They're giving us inches. So they're asking us to find. So I am going to use the equation for feet. That's what you have to do. You have to decide, well, what is it I'm trying to find, and what are they giving me? I am not crazy about the letter I as a variable because it looks like a 1, so I put a little hook on it. What do I substitute in? Philip? Very good. Do the division, and what do you get? One of each. Coordinate plane. Do you really even want to do it?
No.
You know it takes time, right?
Yes.
Do you realize it can be done?
Yes.
It can be done, and it can be used to find out missing values in a ratio. Not necessarily the quickest way, but it will work. So why don't we skip the next 2 pages? Right, I actually even changed it for last year, for next year if we choose to do it that way, because really, all you really need is the given ratio. Connect 0 through the given ratio, extend the line, and then you'll find the value at 48 hours. All right, I know, that's why I tell you don't go ahead.
Haha.
All right, page 9. Page 9? All right, what strategy is the most efficient in your opinion? What works the quickest for you? TRF. Everybody want to go an equation? If you can formulate it, you can do it. I think we all disagree, or we all agree, that we're not going to use coordinate plane. Okay? Some of you, though, may wish to use tape because it's more visual, and I'm fine with that. Most amount of time is definitely coordinate plane. Least amount of time, it's a toss-up between TRF and equations. I mean, as far as writing. They're both pretty efficient. So I think, for the most part, TRF or equations. But honestly, if you want to put tape in as one, then do so, because if that works for you, then that's fine. Okay, I'm going to show you one model, and then you really can work on your own the rest of the way. Okay? Yeah, Marcus?
Partners?
Yes. All right. No, you can stay in here. You can stay in here. Okay, so they're asking us now to convert 12 feet to how many inches? All right, first things first. What's the conversion that I need? If you need your reference sheet, you can use it, but feet to inches is our conversion. Cody.
1 foot is equal to 12 inches.
Start there, because that's always going to be the given ratio anyway, whether you use tape or whether you use TRF, or you can even formulate an equation from this if you had to. All right, I'm going to show it to you as TRF. If you want me to show it a different way, I can, but I'll start off with TRF. Not an apostrophe. No, I know what you're saying. You know what? I'm really okay with it. But if you wanted to, this is better. FT 12N. The little mark may get lost in the shuffle, I guess. But if you did it, I would understand it. Just be careful with it. Okay. Remember we did feet over inches in the example? Let me just show you how it could also work with inches over feet. We talked about it, but I'll just show you that it definitely does work, as long as you stay consistent. All right, the given ratio, what over what? 1
over 12.
This is where you got to be careful.
Oh, no, 12 over 1.
Right, because I flipped the template, so I have to flip the given ratio. Now what do? Z. Right. Now, once everything is set up, see, this is all coming from the conversion sheet. This is going to come from the problem itself. So it's always going to be that pattern. Look at the conversion sheet, and this is coming from the problem that they're asking. Okay, they give me 12, top or bottom. If we were at a boat, we'd tip over because all my hands are up on this side and there's nobody's got a hand up on this side. You're kind of in the middle. Try. Goes where? How do you know that? Yes, you're right. How do you know that? Right. Anything having to do with feet. Here's my feet. They're giving me feet in the problem. It goes here. Now you're right at 4 corners, which we've been doing in warm-ups, and you've been doing it on quizzes, and you'll start to see them on cumulative reviews as well. Multiplicative structure times what? 12 times 12. And I kind of ran out of room here, but 144 inches or feet. Yeah, when you get down here, answer, you need to put 144 and the units of measure of what you're trying to find, inches. And I'm fine with that too. You don't have to put 144 inches in 12 feet, but I do need inches. All right, and that's good for you too because it keeps you in check to remind you of what it is that you were trying to find. Okay? So same thing as usual. If you have key privileges, you're on your own to check it's all up. If you do not have key privileges, please come and see me after every 2 pages because I can't go through 14 pages while other people are waiting online. Every 2 pages, come and check. And I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. If you're good for 2 pages with me, I'll let you check on the key. All right?